So for those of you Satanists worshipping the royal family and the Rothschilds as the bloodline, and the royal family and the Rothschilds desperately saying, oh, Tim Refact doesn't control Lucifer. Well, let's look at the result, shall we? This paedophile, best friends with Jimmy Savile, Charles, has got cancer and in the prostate. He had his prostate removed and it's spread. Now, this is the bloodline of Lucifer, according to the royal family and the Rothschilds. They're intermarried because, of course, Middleton's a Rothschild. And, of course, all of the children are Rothschilds. And Lucifer told me that the royal family was cursed because they married into the Rothschild bloodline. You can see now why they're cursed, because the Rothschilds are agents of the architect, the Jew god, Elohim, Adonai, Sabaoth, Yahweh, Tetragrammaton, the strange attractor, and of course the bitter enemies of Lucifer. So it's obvious, unless Lucifer is crucified and turned into the bitch of the Jew god by a Neo, Lucifer will take control over the Jew god and of course take out the architect's walk-ins, which of course is the royal family, who became the walk-ins for the architect, the Jew god, Elohim, Adonai, Sabaoth, Yahweh, Tetragrammaton, when they merged their bloodline with the Middleton Rothschild. That's why Lucifer told me to tell the royal family that that was the end of the royal family and Lucifer would exterminate them. We don't agree with extermination on YouTube channels. I'm just channeling, like all of the other psychics, what Lucifer told me, being the ultimate black magician. Lucifer is stating that he was going to target the royal family. That's way back in 2017. Now you can see the results. With the prostate not being the same, that's gone, but the cancer metastasizing all around his body. So here we've got William Rothschild, an heir to the prominent Rothschild family, has died after a house fire broke out at Laurel Canyon House. We talked about this, but let's go into the horrific consequences. I was supposed to be the Neo. The Rothschild royal family had arranged that I was going to be fitted up for drugs charges, planting horrendous amounts of A-list drugs on Duncan's farm in furniture that the Judas Nick Richardson was storing there for the grandson, I think about £100 a month. Of course, Duncan being not the brightest of fellows, didn't realise he was being fitted up. And we had Judas 2, the convicted criminal fraudster, Jennifer Ann Geary, who stole £250,000 way back with her sister, stealing money in my name off my customers, which was then funneled to Nick Richardson's Turkish drug dealer, who was working in cahoots with MI5 and would have disappeared prior to my arrest, to fit me up. A rather good plan. Unfortunately for them, I'm the world's leading expert on remote sensing, and nothing's hidden from me. And of course we had Obama, the alleged paedophile, best friends with Diddy, coming out to see Sunak, who's married to into the Indian billionaire family, agreeing to my extradition to Elon Musk's Neuralink torture facility for eternal torture to make me a Neo. Unfortunately for them, their Baldric cunning plan didn't work, and of course, that was brilliant for me because my double or quits bet with Lucifer, because I had his power from the Katy Perry bet, was lost because, as you know, in any casino, if you cheat, your stake money is forfeit. So go in any casino in the land, you're caught cheating, then any money you've won will be taken. So thanks to the Rothschild royal family, the double or quits bet, where Lucifer's released, power was released back to him, was forfeit, and Lucifer became my eternal slave, thanks to the Rothschild royal family. Now, of course, Lucifer was upgraded immensely, because if I'm not the Neo, then there were no Neos, there were no Jesuses ever in the past, because remember, the past is fully mutable. In terms of the fifth dimension, and of course I'm five-dimensional, have to be five-dimensional to be a Neo. So, this meant that Lucifer had never been turned into Satan. Satan never existed. It was only Lucifer, and the Jew God was fully consumed by Lucifer. Here we've got Katy Perry, who lost the bet for Lucifer, and you see her punishment. This is what Katy Perry looks like now. There we are. In the Daily Mail they had the full Ozempic thin one. That was Daily Mail, yeah, there. Seems that she's become stick insect thin. But you get the general gist from this picture. Now, you can compare that to there we are, look at that face. That definitely is not the face in her video, which of course is AI. So you can see that Katy Perry is already getting the wrath of Lucifer. And if you want to see all the pictures, I recommend you go on to dailymail.co.uk, so we can see already that Katy Perry is getting Lucifer's wrath. Why? Because Lucifer might be my eternal servant, but I've given Lucifer absolute free reign to do what he wants within chaos, which is the entire megaverse, because in the source's viewpoint, Lucifer's role is the torturer in chief of the source's eternal gulag, which of course is all of chaos. So, in case you think that Tim Riefat is just bleating on about nothing and nothing's happening, well, here are the results. That is not a well person. Katy Perry appears sick as she shows off tiny waistline amid Ozempic rumours. So that looks like someone who has a wasting illness or an eating disorder. So, and of course the face, she's actually looking well, her age. She was born, 84, so now she's 40. So that definitely looks like a 40-year-old. Don't you agree?
Most certainly.
Exactly. Yep. We're back to William Rothschild's death. We'll go into the implications now. This means that every Rothschild, since they're so similar, is processed by Lucifer. All carried away into Omega Hell, and the walk-ins within them carried away. The full processing of the entire Rothschild family by Lucifer into Lucifer's Omega Hell, which has been, of course, been upgraded by the source. How has Lucifer's hell been upgraded by the source? Well, the source always exists, can never be defeated, and it was only with the advent of the Sidled I convinced the source to make more source. So, Omega Hell is a hell where the victims never die, and we do the opposite of what happened to the source. We can add to their suffering. When they go mad, we can simply reboot them at higher torture levels. This is standard stuff which is there from nanotech, transhumanism. So it's here already. Omega Hell is transhumanism and the World Economic Forum's Borgization of 6 billion humans. It's just that the Rothschilds and the royal family have had their walk-ins ripped out, and they're now suffering eternally under the ministrations of Lucifer, who they betrayed and consigned to eternal slavery under my dominion. And of course we've got this one. Oh, of course it wasn't a Rothschild because the Rothschilds told us so, so we can include all of the Jews. So all of the Jews have been Omega Hellized by the Rothschild royal family, who forced their outlets to increase the set of the victims. So if you're a Jew, I'd be very upset at the Rothschild royal family that now I'm being eternally tortured like the walk-ins within the Rothschild family as the anti-neos, the wicker men, the good shepherds who suffer so that the vampires can have all the good things in life. So if you're a Jew, I would be writing nasty letters to the Rothschild royal family saying, naughty Rothschilds, just come out with the truth, because, you know, the heads of all the intelligence agencies and your underlings know who died, William Rothschild, so you just consigned all of us Jewish people, of which there are many nice Jewish people, to eternal torture by increasing the remit of the anti-neo sacrifice, as you can see here, as we explained last time. Now, it gets worse than this though, because of course with the anti-neo, all the Jesuses never existed, and all of their effects on Lucifer to turn him into Satan never existed. So Lucifer was never diminished and Satan never existed. So here we've got Jesus, the archetypal Neo, dying on the cross for the Rothschilds, the Sanhedrin, who fitted him up, and put on the cross by Judas, who kissed him on the cheek to identify him and got his 30 pieces of silver. Now, since one of these mad Muslims, who are now the heroes, having liberated Syria from the filth of the Alawite Shia spin-off Satanist version of Islam heretics, have liberated Syria from the garbage of Assad. One can see that choosing a mad Muslim like myself to be a Jesus was a fatal mistake for the Jew God and its walk-ins, the Rothschild royal family. And they're fit up to get me in the Elon Musk torture facility to break me in the Matrix. Was doomed to failure. A, Elon Musk is an imbecile, and B, Obama, who is allegedly addicted to young boys and is married to a transsexual called Michael, now called Michelle Obama, are not the sort of characters one would choose to take down the sidewalk. Now with Jesus, since chaos is self-similar, if one Jesus fails, they all fail. If one Neo fails, they all fail. So the simple intent by the Jew God of trying to Neo this mad Muslim, Tim Rifat, and having it fail, meant that all Jesuses failed, which meant that the Jew God couldn't ever see Lucifer, and Lucifer was never diminished, but in fact always possessed the Jew God and always was in dominion, and the fall from heaven was not of Lucifer and the angels and archangels that were possessed by intent and therefore had the light. No, the fall was of the Jew God. And the Jew God and his angels were cast into hell. They just didn't know that this had occurred. Now, if you don't understand how this could occur, you really have to watch one of my favourite films of all time, Angel Heart, where we've got Mickey Rourke and De Niro. De Niro's brilliant in this film, and Mickey Rourke is even better than brilliant. And we've even got a full movie on YouTube. Oh, well. Anyway, the whole point is, as we've talked before, let's run this.
Alas, how terrible is wisdom when it brings no profit to the wise, Johnny.
Louis Cypher. Lucifer. Even your name is a dime store joke.
Mephistopheles is such a mouthful of Manhattan, Johnny.
You think posing as the devil just because it scared some superstitious old guitar player and that witch and that nutty old man? You think it's gonna scare me? It ain't. 'Cause I know who I am. And you killed them. You're trying to pin it on me. And I know who I am.
If I clove the hooves and a pointed tail, would you be more convinced?
You're crazy. I know who I am. You're trying to frame me. You're trying to frame me. Cypher, I know who I am. You murdered them people. I didn't kill nobody. I didn't kill Fowler. And I didn't kill Toots. And I didn't kill Margaret. And I didn't kill Cruz Mark. I didn't kill no one.
afraid you did, Johnny.
My name's not Johnny.
All killed by your own hand, guided by me, naturally. Frankly, you were doomed from the moment you slit that young boy in half, Johnny. For 12 years, you've been living on borrowed time and another man's memories.
Hey, I went to Winesap Casinos.
Winesap? Well, he's dead. Nasty accident. Don't worry, no one will mourn one less lawyer in the world. There's death everywhere these days, Johnny. But what gives human life its worth anyway? Because someone loves it, hates it. The flesh is weak, Johnny. Only the soul is immortal. Yours belongs to me.
I know who I am.
That's it, Johnny. Take a good look. However cleverly you sneak up on a mirror, your reflection always looks you straight in the eye.
I know who I am.
So, this is the power of Lucifer, that he can get the victim to kill everything he loved, not realizing he was possessed by Lucifer. Why? Because Lucifer is the hidden part of chaos that chaos can't see. So Lucifer can control from the unknown part any victim and make them do anything he wants. In this case, this black magician thought by body swapping he'd escape his Faustian bargain of selling his soul. And of course Lucifer comes along, quite annoyed, and gets him to kill everyone and everybody he loved and everyone who supported him and all his friends, with Mickey Rourke being oblivious until the great reveal. So, I've done the same thing to the Rothschild royal family. And the Rockefellers and all my other enemies, having them possessed by Lucifer, and going further, that the Jew God and all of its angels were always possessed by Lucifer to destroy everything that they created. Why do you think the world is so horrible, and that 6 billion humans have been consigned to eternal torture with nanotech, all done by the World Economic Forum and their servants, run by the Rothschild royal family, destroying their very servants and all the things created by the Jew God. So, if you haven't had your nanotech of your own free will, you can be sure you're not creatures of the Jew God, and you need a vampire service. So you join the good guys, the Source's guys, the Source who now controls Lucifer eternally, not in a nasty way, just giving Lucifer free reign in the entire universe, multiverse, megaverse, all of chaos, to be the torturer in chief, the warden of the Source's high security torture prison, to torture these matrix entities because they've lost all reality, because they've lost all the light. So the agents in your Neo film would be all Agent Smith, Lucifer, and the victims in the Matrix in their coffins would be everything from the Jew God, the Jews, all of the Western servants, that's basically everyone in the West, all the aliens, all the interdimensionals, and, all suffering eternally, and because they tried to steal the Source, they've stolen the ability to never die and always grow into more and more torture, the inverse of what's happening to the Source. So everyone in Omega Hell can never die and take the Buddhist way of nirvana where they just erase themselves. And every time they go mad, they're rebooted at a higher torture level. So at the Omega point, which we've explained before, the end of the universe, all of the AI filth and the aliens finally discover they're in a torture prison and there's no way out. They try to come back in time to change things, and that just increases their torture because they picked a mad Muslim to be the final Neo. And if one Neo fails, they all fail. So we explained in the previous videos that the Americans were stupid enough to contend with the Psylord and their American psychic warfare program, funded to, well, probably tens of billions. And of course, Elon Musk with his Neuralink having loads of zombies in coffins run as wetware for the program. Made the mistake of, well, our funding depends upon beating his team Man City, who've won 4 times the Premier League in a row, showing that we've got dominance over him. And of course, what they don't realise is that I've got full control of Lucifer, thanks to the Rothschild royal family. So, the entire American psychic warfare program of their own free will has signed my Faustian bargain. They're all possessed by Lucifer, and in return for every game that they get City to lose, they pay me more. So, as we've explained previously, Taylor Swift, the reincarnation of Lilith, was powering the American psychic warfare program, because in psychic warfare, numbers are irrelevant. It's all the most powerful. It's just you can add more members to the group at that power level, so they can do more things with the power. So if you've got one person, they fixate on one thing. But like in the American psychic warfare program, if you've got tens of thousands and zombies in coffins being run by AI, you can get AI to run a whole panoply of operations using the power of Taylor Swift, who was, until she got psychically vivisected the second most powerful meta-psychic, not only in the planet, but in the whole universe, multiverse, megaverse. That's because aliens are simply matrix filth made real by a conduit to the source, and this prison planet called Earth was set up by them to produce Neos to give them a conduit to the source. And of course, they have to be mad because they have to love and hate simultaneously for the technology. I couldn't explain that technology to you because you're humans and simply too stupid to understand all of this technology. But nevertheless, be assured, this is all science and technology, and humans were engineered by the alien filth to be Neos. Hence, we've talked about the moon fitting perfectly over the sun, and. But back to the point, City lost 2-1 to the Jewish team run by the Glazers, thanks to the American psychic warfare program, and therefore went further down the fighting bound period, doubling, because for every game they win against City, they have to pay the price.